Coming into the NBA season, I think all of us NBA fans were extremely excited to watch the 76ers with their new addition, Paul George. The thought of a lineup with Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid, that's a championship contending team, at least on paper it is. So far this season, the 76ers have been one of the worst teams in the NBA, and it's not quite because their players are so bad. Like Tyrese Maxey is having a phenomenal season. Paul George, on the other hand, he's struggling, and Joel Embiid just can't get on the court. And it all comes down to, once again, injury history, and specifically with Joel Embiid. The trio of Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey have played a total of 13 games together in 252 minutes. That's absolutely nothing. How do we even get to this point? Because last year, Paul George was playing well. He was an all-star, averaging 22.6 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Like, he was having a good season. How do we get from that to 16 points per game, 5 boards, and 4.4 assists? And to be honest, I have no idea. Currently, in the month of February, Paul George is averaging 10 points. His last couple games, 9, 14, 12, 14, and then last night he had 2 points in 37 minutes. Shot 1 for, where is it? He shot 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. Just an absolutely terrible game from Paul George. And the thing is, that's not even the entire problem. It all stems with the fact that their MVP, Joel Embiid, can't stay on the court, and he may not be able to stay on the court for the next year or so. This article from Bleacher Report came out on February 11th. That's 2 days ago. Today is the 13th as I'm recording this. And Brian Windhorst is claiming that Joel Embiid is not tradable right now. And during the trade deadline, this may have been missed, but Embiid 30 has played just 16 games this year, putting up 24.8 points, 8.3 boards, and a block a game. According to ESPN's Lisa Salters, Embiid said that repairing the knee that has forced him to miss so much time will likely take another surgery in a long recovery period, something he didn't have after the initial injury last February. Another surgery for Embiid would likely mean his trade value would take a bigger hit, and the 76ers would almost certainly ride it out with the big man to the end of his contract. So let's take a look at this one more time. The initial injury last February. What happened in between last February and now? Well, Joel Embiid won the gold medal in the 2024 Olympics. This article was put out on August 10th, 2024. Joel Embiid played the entire summer of Olympic basketball in between the time of his last injury and probably re-aggravated it or aggravated it more, whatever, during his time with the USA basketball team. And if I'm the Sixers, I'm extremely upset that he's even doing this. And that's mainly because if we look back here, September 20th, Joel Embiid signs a 3-year, 192 maximum extension with the 76ers. Now, the problem with this is in between his injury in February, he plays in the gold medal game. They sign him to an extension in September, the next month after he wins the gold medal. And they had to have known that this injury was a thing. And if it wasn't a thing, then something else is going on that they didn't know about, or I have no idea. Because why do you sign somebody who has an injury for $192 million? What happened between this signing and the start of the NBA season, since Joel Embiid has missed so much time? Did the 76ers not know about this injury? And if they did, why did they sign him to this extension? There's some sort of communication barrier here. So just to reiterate, this initial injury started last February. So this is February of 2024. He may need another surgery. He wins the gold medal in August of 2024. They sign him to a 3-year extension, maximum extension, in September of 2024. They signed Paul George in, July of 2024 to a maximum. It wasn't a maximum, but it was a 4-year, $212 million contract. So here's the entire timeline breakdown. Injury in February, they're aware of this. They sign Paul George, Embiid wins the gold medal, they extend Embiid, and then now somehow Embiid can't play and he needs possibly another surgery. He's 30 years old, he's gone through so many surgeries, missed so much time, and yet we're still extending him. We're still thinking that he can take this team to the next level when even during his MVP season, he couldn't do that. He's yet to make a conference finals. Adding Paul George, sure, would have made sense, but I don't understand how they don't know what's going on with Joel Embiid to the point where they extend Paul George thinking they're going to have the trio of Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George playing this coming season. So if I'm the Sixers fans, I'm pissed. If I'm the Sixers organization, I'm pissed. But then again, who are you going to be pissed at? You guys are the ones that made this decision. And it was a terrible decision. Obviously, if there was some sort of injury going on with Embiid during the time, they should have known. They should have been aware. Embiid is currently 30 years old and he's on contract until 2028, 29. He's going to be making almost $70 million in that season, while they're going to be paying Tyrese Maxey $46 million. If you just look the year prior, look at this: $43 million, $56 million, $64 million to all three of these guys, when this Paul George has been absolutely abysmal. Like I already said, he's currently averaging, where is it? 10 points in the month of February, coming off a 2-point performance, the worst performance of his career. Maxey obviously playing phenomenal, and Joel Embiid can't even stay on the court now, let alone in 4 years from now or 3 years from now. Embiid definitely will not be on the court, and if he has to go through another surgery on his knees, this dude will not be able to walk or play at a high level again. And this isn't me trying to rip on the 76ers or make fun of the 76ers. I'm actually very disappointed because, like I said in the beginning of the video, I was so excited, as were a lot of us, to watch that trio, to watch this team. They signed Gershon Yabusele after having a phenomenal Olympic run, and then I haven't even talked about it, but the fact that Jared McCain out for the season, they have this promising stud of a rookie leading the Rookie of the Year leaders. He was going to win the Rookie of the Year if he kept up that production. Like, everything that could have gone wrong for the 76ers has gone wrong for the 76ers. Their MVP candidate, star player, can't play basketball anymore. He's going to have another surgery, most likely. The guy they just signed for a 4-year, $212 million contract is having the worst season of his career since, I don't know, probably his sophomore year in the league, his second year in the season, 2011, 2012, like 13 to 14 years ago. I feel bad for Sixers fans. I honestly feel bad for the entire NBA, because I think, like I've already said, all of us were excited for this trio. All of us were excited for this team. I think a lot of us are Paul George fans. Most of the NBA are fans of Paul George, and it just hurts Embiid's legacy even more. I don't want to see him get ripped on, but he's going to be ripped on even more for this. The fact that he's the only MVP in NBA history to never make it to a conference finals game. I don't know. I feel bad. The whole entire just timeline and history of this leading up to this day today is absolutely terrible. Paul George scoring 2 points last night. Add on top of the fact that Joel Embiid's going to have to miss the remainder of the season, most likely, and most of next season recovering. I don't know. Jared McCain is your one bright spot right now. And the fact is, you guys can't tank enough to the point where you're going to get that first overall pick unless you get insanely lucky like the Hawks did last year. I don't know. I'm just talking now at this point. I just feel bad for 76ers fans, the organization, these players, Paul George, Joel Embiid, these guys that their legacy is riding on winning right now and getting together. We thought they could win. It's not happening. And maybe it's not because of their basketball woes, but mainly just off-court injury type stuff. I don't know. Either way, I appreciate all of you for watching the video. Once again, if you're new to Casuals Only, make sure you drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and of course, Casuals Only, I'm out.